I give the floor to the President, Joachim von Braun, but the President is not here because for problems of health. So the function of President is made by our academician, Schellnhuber, that is here. John Schellnhuber will take the role of the President. Thank you very much. John.
So thank you very much, Marcelo, and good morning, everybody. So I'm a member of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences, and I'm presenting here or on behalf of Joachim von Braun, who is ill but sends his best regards and fully supports this event. I'm sort of addressing you on behalf of the Academy, and Marcelo Sanchez-Orondo already mentioned the very important role that St. John Paul II played in development of his academy, actually, but also in raising the concerns and the attention regarding the environmental crisis of our planet. So, for example, there is the famous Declaration of Venice a long time ago, together with the Patriarch of Constantinople, Bartholomew, which is already sounding the alarm that the way we deal with our natural resources is not sustainable. So if you take the pain to read that declaration, it's very modern, it's very contemporary, it's very worrying, actually. Now, in a way, we have a line, a direct line, or if you like, a circle starting in Poland with John Paul II, and for the time being ending in Poland again, because ahead of us is the COP24, the conference of the parties to the Climate Convention, that will be held in Katowice, which is a region in Poland where coal still plays a big role, and you know that coal of all fossil fuels is the most damaging to the climate. But 80% in Poland of power generation still relies on coal. So there is the big challenge of transformation there. I should say also on behalf of the Academy, this very meeting this morning, we teamed up with the Polish Academy of Sciences, which is represented at a very high level here. We will hear about that later. But also with CNR here, so we have the president here. And so it's a privilege to work together with the Italian scientific community. So we have teamed up on that. Let me say just a few words. I will give a talk later. I'm a climate scientist, I'm a physicist. I will talk later about the real challenge of climate change. But we have to see this in line with the evolution of our civilization, really. You know, there have been two major revolutions in the human enterprise. The first was the Neolithic Revolution, which started 11,000 years ago, where agriculture was invented. And this was only possible because the climate was exceptionally stable. If we look back over millions of years, the climate was always a roller coaster dynamics. But there was a window of opportunity for developing agriculture, and that started 10,000 years ago. And we run the risk to push our planet back into climate chaos, actually. This is the theme of our conference here. Now, the second big step forward was the Industrial Revolution, and this was just by chance that humanity discovered that there is so much energy below the ground, below the soils and so on, and we were digging it up. Now, these two revolutions were not planned at all, they just happened. And we created all types of disruptions. Probably there wouldn't have been the world wars without the Industrial Revolution, where killing was organized at an industrial scale, actually. And now we are facing the next big revolution, the transformation, the transition to sustainability, where we have to undo the negative impacts of the Industrial Revolution while keeping the prosperity, the progress, the democratic institutions which were created through the Industrial Revolution. So it's this time a planned transition based on scientific evidence, because we know we have to transform ourselves, but we should do it in a fair, in a just way without too many disruptions. And this is a tremendous challenge, and as you will see later, we have world-class scientists intervening here. This transformation has to be delivered in the next 30 years, more or less. So we also have the chairman of the IPCC, the World Climate Council here. We have just issued a really alarming report, but first of all, it makes a huge difference whether you keep global warming below 1.5 degrees or below 2 degrees. So this seemingly harmless difference of half a degree may decide on death or life in the small island states. But at the same time, to stay below 1.5 degrees, we have to completely accelerate all our efforts on climate action. So that will transpire from that meeting. So this is the situation we are in, and maybe just a personal note on that. We will organize a symposium clearly in Katowice. We hope to have a major impact on the public discourse in Poland on that. Poland is a member of the European Union, a very important one. The Polish are passionate Europeans, but when it comes to coal, they are a little bit less passionate. So we have to help to move forward the debate. Now Germany, I'm from Germany, although I lived many years abroad. Germany also has to tackle this challenge now. So the German government, under the leadership of Angela Merkel, has set up so-called Coal Commission. That is a commission that has to devise a phase-out plan for coal. And we are struggling right now, actually. We are in the hot phase of debating that. I'm one of the 28 members who are able to vote on that, and the vote will be decisive for post-war Germany in the end. It's about industrial revolution and industrial transformation. And you know, we will struggle, on the one hand, those people who still work in the coal mines, for example. They are afraid of losing their jobs. Of course they are. With maybe altogether 20,000 people. On the other hand, we have the responsibility to also care for those billions of people abroad, across the planet, who will be affected by climate change. And they may lose not only their home, they may lose their lives. And we owe it in particular, and that's the responsibility of us, the scientists who have worked so hard to understand global change. We owe, and this is our responsibility, the best of our efforts to the yet unborn and the young generations. So I'm very glad to see here so many young people, because without your attention, all our efforts would be useless. So please listen and hopefully intervene in one way or the other.